Hello, and welcome back to the world of Arklands and to Mize Academy. Special shout out to our Academy sponsors and above on Patreon, Jean, Grant, Ian, and Ditzy. Check out our Patreon for bonus content, behind the scenes from our episodes.
Behind the scenes?
Behind the scenes.
Ja, this are the shenanigans that we have.
Indeed.
Oh, yeah.
And whatever else we decide to upload. When we last left our heroes in training. You get to do it.
I don't remember Jack, bro. What happened?
No, we even had a shorter span between episodes.
This is true.
You were excited for this. How do you not remember what you're excited for?
I remember everything that happened when we started talking to Idris up until where we're at.
That's basically what happened in the episode.
It was a short episode, wasn't it? Because we had 2 episodes last week, so I'm getting things mixed up in my head. So, what happened? Well, we did stuff and learned things and, you know, all that jazz. Shut up!
I rolled a 2.
Did you just...
I rolled a 2.
You rolled a rock.
Did he do? I decide what number it is because it doesn't say.
So last episode, we ended up picking our 5th mission, right?
Yes, this is number 5.
So we decided to go with the mission over in the Mirian Ocean. That's pretty much where we left off.
Yep.
A statue might fall on us.
On a island on the edge of the Maelstrom, a massive storm that has been raging in the center of the Mirian Ocean between the 2 continents since Miranova's death.
Yes, that.
On this island is a temple to Miranova, and a dragonborn, a copper dragonborn, greeted you as you landed. And as she begun to tell you about the plight that her island was having,
That's one word for it.
you got an experience of it yourself as an earthquake began to shake the ground. And Eri was the only one to notice the crack in the stonework as the 20-foot tall statue of Miranova began to tilt. And that is where we pick up for tonight's episode. Welcome back.
He knows those words too.
So, what do you do?
I ain't looking.
I'm not looking.
Sees the statue crack and begin to fall towards us. Elle, move! And she puts herself in front of Elle.
What about the rest of us?
Move from what? We have to go inside.
She's like pushing you out of the way.
Okay, so I'm gonna say make an athletics check, because this is a shove, essentially.
Am I contesting it?
Are you?
I mean, I just wouldn't be randomly shoved. I would not just let someone shove him, even if it is Eri, depending on the circumstances. Anyway,
8.
you failed.
So you try to push Elle out of the way.
She's just physically standing between him and the statue.
Okay, so he's, what? Why do you want me to move so immediately? What's going on? The ground is shaking, Eri. I mean, if you need something to hold on to, I'm happy to oblige.
I have a question.
Yes.
Upon hearing Eri tell Elle to move, what would it be to determine, like, what she's talking about? Is that a
go ahead and make a perception check. Yeah.
Okay, because I rolled an 18 on the die, and perception... Oh, no, I do have a positive in that one. Okay, so 19.
19, you notice.
Okay, Cass will reiterate, everyone out of the way, the statue's coming down! And he will grab the Dragonborn that's next to him and start trying to
Athletics check.
Athletics, let's say 21.
21. Okay.
So you said it's a 20-foot statue?
Yep.
Rolled a nat 1 on perception.
You get advantage because we're pointing it out now.
I guess. I was
What-
picturing the thing of like she's kind of not paying attention. People start shouting and she braces for something to happen, not realizing that if she does not move from her position, things get hectic.
So it's 20 feet tall.
Yep.
It's only going to take a round to fall because as soon as it gets momentum, that thing's going to go.
You have roughly. You basically have one action each to attempt something.
Do I have another?
You noticed it first, so I will say you have one more if needed.
Okay.
Crow readies an attack.
Do you want an inspiration?
An attack?
No, it's funny this way.
What? Why are you attacking
I rolled
it?
a nat 1 on perception.
Oh.
Crow has no clue what's happening. She thinks something's
What's
jumping
your
out.
strength modifier?
So she wings her out.
The
She's
strength
ready to
modifier
hit
is a plus
something.
4.
So you're gonna summon your wings and prepare an attack.
Yep.
Caspian, grab it, and I cast enlarge on Caspian.
Okay.
Oh boy. All right.
How tall is Caspian?
It's 6 foot.
12 feet. It's possible. And enlarge gives you advantage on strength checks.
Yep.
All right.
Good luck. Bardic inspiration. There's a bonus
That's
action.
bonus action, absolutely.
Oh boy. All right.
Yeah.
How many inspiration do I still have? You've just put Cass in a very precarious situation. He goes to move the lady. Wait, what? He makes that exact noise, by the way.
Amazing.
Go be the hero. It's great.
All right. Yeah.
Wow, that was super mediocre.
You can roll twice. It's a skill. It's a what's it called? It's an ability check.
Yeah, I just
Yep.
did. 4 plus 7 plus 11 is what's that? 22.
22 is enough.
Whee!
All right.
So, as Aerie draws your attention to it, Elle, you kind of just go, boom, catch it! And Caspian, you find yourself doubling in size and embrace and
Grab it like just before it gets too far for him to
Yup.
push it back.
it is hard.
Everyone inside, quick, quick!
Ari grabs.
As a note, the two of you are intelligent enough, or wise enough.
Wow, what you saying about us, Trey?
Nothing that isn't true.
Rude, but I accept it.
If the statue falls, it's going to take out the front part of the building.
Am I able to push it the other way?
That will be another athletics check.
Nope.
Inspire. Again.
Yep.
Yeah, I think Ari directs Crow's attention up so she sees it
At
falling.
this
And I
point,
rolled,
you
it
know.
is a 19. Crow is going to fly up and try to push back with Cass.
Oh,
Okay,
wow,
yeah.
thanks.
Yeah.
Make an athletics check.
Oh, come on.
8. You attempt to, and your grip slips in the rain, and you kind of just face plant into it a little bit. You are not offering any help at this moment.
Oh, that's okay because I already have advantage.
Nice.
Which was 23.
23. Okay, yeah, you are able to get it. It's not all the way there, but it's most of the way. One more round.
Okay.
Inspire again.
Ari is going to get
I'll need this later.
Natural 20.
Oh, nice.
the Dragonborn lady and
Yeah.
Elle out of the way of the statue using her general intelligence perception.
Yes, you get them out of the way. I was just, you got this! I believe in you! That's the inspiration.
That sounds appropriate.
Push! You got this!
Yeah.
And Cass does. It's a 29.
Yeah, let's go!
With the nat 20, you guys are absolutely able to get it perfectly back in place and hold it there as the earthquakes quiet
Okay.
come to a stop.
Can mending fix this thing?
That's a good question.
Well, let's
Make
try it
Arcana check.
then. I'm just gonna start casting mending on it and see if it works.
Takes a minute.
That's fine.
Alright.
Cass, hold this in place.
How long does enlarge last?
I think a minute.
Like a minute.
Yeah, up to a
So
minute.
it will run out if
I
mending
believe
takes a minute to cast.
No.
Yeah, mending takes a minute per casting.
Time? 1 minute. This spell repairs a single break or tear in an object you touch, such as a broken chain link, 2 halves of a broken key, a torn cloak, or a leaking wine skin, as long as the break or tear is no larger than 1 foot. Is it longer than 1 foot in any dimension?
Yes.
Okay, then mending would not work.
Okay.
Can you push it the other way?
Can you have the ability to shape the stone?
No, I cannot do that.
I could try to solder it. I don't know.
I don't.
I don't think I have that much time to hold it, so
Push it! Get it off to the other
Cass will
direction.
look toward the Dragonborn, who's part of the temple. It's your call.
Could you lay it down without damaging it?
I will try, and Cass will try and gently, as gently as possible.
If I need to recast and enlarge, I
Contribute.
can.
Yeah, you absolutely can.
9.
Okay. So did you slip again in the rain?
Yeah.
It's
Wet
not
statue.
easy right now.
No.
Flat 20.
Flat 20. All right. I'll say at least one more check.
Okay.
Can Ari try and help guide him in a
12.
way to
I'll
Bring
probably
it
end up. I
to a
can. I
more
have an
like
inspiration.
stable
I, can,
spot?
Yeah, use that.
Like kind of
I'm
spot
not gonna
him.
use. I don't want to use
Yeah,
it
you
while
can
I'm
attempt
working.
to.
I have 1 left.
got
What
3.
type of check
Okay,
would
cool.
that be? Perception?
Use it.
Worse.
Insight.
There we go. Nice.
I would say
Communication.
investigation because
Alright.
it's about detail work.
Advantage on that.
Thanks, bro.
14?
Yep.
14. Okay.
26.
26. I will say with that, you are able to gently, and the stone kind of, as it's laid onto the ground, kind of, but it holds. As you let out a sigh of relief.
He deflates along with like a balloon.
Exactly.
Cass is just like leaning up against it. All right. That was my workout for the day.
Hey, good job.
And
Thanks for the assist, you two crow.
that would be this phenomenon that I have requested some help with.
Right.
We
This
didn't have beforehand. Things barely hanging on.
this island has not ever, in our records, had seismic activity, which leads us to believe that this is not a natural phenomenon.
I think that would be a fair assumption. I don't suppose you have any clues as to what might be causing this.
Fortunately, not, but let's get out of the rain.
Yes, that would be nice.
And she goes and opens the door.
Oh, that's a start.
Things are never boring with us. All right. So, how long ago did these seismic activity? How long ago did they start?
Not more than a few days. It started as very minor tremors.
It's been getting progressively worse then.
Indeed.
Magic.
More frequent?
Digging underground, something like that.
Yes, more frequent as well. We
Got it.
do not have any.
You got caves or anything?
There are some.
Water tends to do that.
There are some caverns, but well, it's even those caverns have been here since before the church has.
No, that doesn't mean that there might not be something living in it.
Perhaps, though I don't know how something could come to this island unnoticed.
You don't suppose it could have burrowed in from the underworld?
I suppose that is possible, but the what?
The underworld, or I think it's also called the Underdark, right?
It was called the Underdark.
Okay.
Now
It is now called the Underworld.
Okay.
Oh, is that the thing that's like all flooded?
Yes.
Ah, okay.
Could be anyone's guess, or we just go down there and find out.
Well, I'm sure it's certainly worth taking a look.
Does it get worse the further in we go? Like the shaking?
No, it's... Well, what do you mean the further in?
Yeah.
Where is this temple placed on the island?
Roughly, it's a relatively small island.
Elle is trying to ask where the origin point
Where the epicenter is.
Yeah. However, epicenter is more than 2 syllables.
Your name is more than 2 syllables.
It's a single letter, L.
Elios.
He doesn't have to say it.
Exactly.
What about your surname?
Introduce yourself as Elios.
Don't even try.
Shiros?
Yes. He just learned to say it. Ishiros! Ah.
I'm not sure. But yes, and she kind of ushers. Well, I guess you guys probably would have been talking as you.
We'd be walking and talking.
Yeah. And as you do enter this temple, you can still hear the storm outside. It's a very beautiful room. You're used to temples being set up for services, for things like that, things like pews, things for people to come and gather. That does not appear to be the case here. There's certainly space, but there's not a lot of sitting area or seats or anything like that.
This is like Old Testament temple where people didn't go inside.
They possibly could come inside, but definitely not for long.
More like Gothic church,
Okay.
like before they invented pews.
Do you know what comes to mind for me?
What's that?
Uh-oh.
Kung Fu Panda? The temple with all like the artifacts and stuff?
Honestly,
Yeah.
you're not far off.
Fair enough.
Is there a dragon scroll at the end of the room?
Not a dragon scroll.
Noodles, not noodles.
There is a at the end of the room. There's some pillars with some very beautifully done stained glass windows
Pretty.
along the sides of the halls, depicting different colors and types of dragons.
Elle is very captivated by those. The beauty of the dragons.
And at the end of the hall is a very elaborate draconic statue that you would immediately recognize to be Miranova's draconic form. Stone, made of gray stone. There's no coloring or anything on it, but it is kind of curled and wrapped around this kind of almost like a pedestal, where there appears to be an object placed. It's very obviously in a place of massive reverence.
Is it like exposed, like you can see it, or is it like in a box?
You can see it, but there is like a kind of a glass
Case over it. Okay.
It's a little hard to see from the end of the room exactly what it is, but as you get closer, it should be relatively simple.
Harry walks up to it.
Yeah, Cass will definitely take a peek at it as they get closer to it.
Yeah,
I was looking at the stained glass, like, I've always wanted to break one of those.
No.
Not these ones. Like, if I'm gonna break one, it gotta be like some, I don't know, Forsaken's idol.
Abandoned?
Then I'd feel, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I'd feel good about it then.
Yeah, don't break something so...
Make war with an evil god, but it's fine. It's for the aesthetic.
If you want to do that, go ahead.
And as you get closer, it appears to be maybe about this big, pure, kind of off-white, appears to be a tooth.
Gnarly.
Can I make like a history or religion check or arcana?
I would go religion.
Alright.
Can I do the same thing?
Yeah.
Cool.
How big is it?
I was so close.
12?
12.
Pointed right at him.
What is your question?
I mean, obviously it's a tooth from Miranova. But
It is?
significance? Just, is it generally,
It's okay. It's a backup.
just a cool tooth that happens to belong to Miranova? Or is this like a,
I know what it is.
sacred
I'll fix it
artifact?
next time. They're all gonna do that. That's fine.
Okay. It's in the wrong place. It's not under her pillow.
It is, that one already went.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, as when
Isn't
Amy was
that one
talking.
Yeah, I reformatted the cards, so the firmware I installed is gone now. I have to reinstall it.
Yes, well, it is not often that you can be in the presence of even the remnant of a deity. And so that's part of why we keep this temple, so that those that are devout despite the millennia have a place to be in her presence.
Isn't her skeleton like under the ocean right now?
Yes, and theoretically, it's nearby. At least part of it.
Do you have any other additional artifacts here that might be of value that somebody could perhaps be trying to get to? Or is this the only artifact here?
I don't think there would be anything.
Insight check. Nope.
What'd you roll?
9.
Is it 2?
Elle is super suspicious.
She's something came to mind when that question was asked that she did not say.
Elle's eyes are gonna.
Ari is kind of staring at the tooth. And then she will, in front of it, kneel down and start praying. I think she prays to Mayurin. We wish to heal this temple from whatever destructive force.
Goddess of them. And importantly, Miranova's daughter.
Yep.
Is she saying that out loud?
I mean, quietly to herself.
Is she saying it in common?
I think she prays in Corey.
Okay. So you all just kind of hear Ari muttering something completely incomprehensible under her breath as she kneels and prays.
This is literally normal.
Honestly.
Well, I hope it helps because we don't have any leads at the moment. Elle kind of looks at the tooth a little bit, and his attention diverts out over to Cass. He goes, "Do you think it's actually someone who wants to come and take something, or like why is this not just?"
I'm not 100% sure what it is, but I'm just trying to theorize what it could possibly be.
So should we go outside and look around? I don't really want to. It's kind of nasty out there.
It is our job to do whatever we need to, regardless of the weather conditions.
We can do it
But-
when it's dry, though.
I mean, if we're going underground, it
It
doesn't
will
matter.
not ever be.
Oh.
We're kind of on the edge of a never-ending storm, so
Wait, you never get just like a sunny day?
Not particularly.
That is so sad.
I happen to like the rain.
I mean, the rain is good, yes. But like, every so often, because having a nice, bright day after a rainfall...
The head cleric can, on occasion, suppress part of the storm.
Oh, that's someone that we should try and talk to.
Is there any correlation between that and the tremors, perhaps?
Between...
The storm. If he were to suppress the storm for a moment, would that make the tremors more or less?
Suppressing the storm takes quite a while, and it does not last very long.
Probably not enough for us to test it.
You can make an Arcana check.
Can I try?
Yeah.
Like, I
Okay,
think
cool.
It's flat. Where is it? Yeah.
God, I rolled 3
10.
times now. 1.
10?
Yeah.
You guys are...
Come on, Arcana peeps.
Ari is
Croa
focused
has
Aries
said
fine.
what she wants to do.
praying, and I
She's
actually
waiting for the rest of the crowd to catch up.
she's got her
What
I
she
think
wants
she
to do as in break through a stained glass window.
No, go on the ground.
Ah.
Just check it out herself.
I think Ari actually brought her her holy symbol, her moon amulet, with her.
Okay.
And is kind of holding that. And Cass, what's your passive perception?
Passive's not that good. 11.
Okay, yeah, you probably can see it. Oh, my computer's restarting.
Bye.
This is gonna take
Thanks,
forever.
Windows.
I will say that all of you do...
What's that?
All of you do. I'll tell you what happens in a second.
This is less a... You've all grown up, well, at least the two of you have grown up in areas with temples that you would go to and visit, especially on like holidays and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
This is not that kind of temple. This is more like
It's a monastery.
pilgrimage site,
Yeah.
a monastery. This is not some place where they would be giving sermons or hosting events. It's for the few that make it out here, and the staff here are mainly here to maintain it.
Got it.
And like, those
Yeah.
as an act of devotion. But yeah.
Okay.
So what happens?
So that was a 3 on an intelligence check.
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry, but sometimes character development gives way to the roll of the dice. It worked well with death and the mushrooms. Elle would like to try and telepathically communicate with the tooth.
That's okay. So here's the
That's
difference
different.
there. The tooth did not belong to a malicious entity, so we're okay here.
Go ahead and make a I'll say a charisma check.
Charisma check? Just flat charisma?
Yeah.
Got it. 22.
Absolutely nothing.
Dang it! What was the DC for that?
What I will say is you hit the DC. You surpassed the DC
Oh, I did.
to discern.
It doesn't work like that.
It doesn't work like that?
One, it doesn't work like that,
Dang.
but there's not even like. You kind of reach out, and with the 22, you reach out telepathically, and you've also kind of been. You are a bard of the College of Creation.
Correct.
You eventually, with your magic, will be able to bring objects to life.
Mm-hmm.
And you've been taught by the school to use, because you have a soul, the ability to kind of see the impact that an entity has on the world.
In Elle's mind, he doesn't have that knowledge yet, so he's trying this out, thinking that that's kind of how it works.
Yeah.
In his mind, it's a great idea.
And it's less so that the idea works, and more so that between the different spheres of knowledge that you have, you're able to tell with your kind of probing telepathic connection, this was never alive.
Ever?
Ever.
It's a tooth.
As in, it was never part of something.
It's a replica.
It's not real.
Got him.
Ooh, oh, her reaction makes sense now. Ooh, you hear in your head, because I can do this. That is not Miranova's tooth.
I can respond telepathically,
Yes,
right?
you can.
What makes you so sure?
I can just tell. It's fake. And there is something else here that she does not want us to know about. I think we should go exploring. Like what Crow said.
Cass will...
Whole time he's
after-
smiling, acting away.
Yeah, after a moment
Go ahead
of...
and make a deception check just for...
It's over 20.
After a moment of brief pondering... She almost got crushed by a statue. So
She is obviously a younger member of this.
yeah.
She's a little flustered.
Yeah.
A little bit. It's okay.
Cass is going to do a brief scan of the building. Can he see any insignias or anything from the Evernights?
Make an investigation check.
Ooh, I want to help you. Oh, I can't. I don't know how I
what
can.
or-
Yeah. Ooh. Oh, it's investigation though.
Yeah, it's investigation, which is not good for me. It's a negative. So
Can
it's-
I say that my telepathic conversation with him was type of bardic inspiration?
No.
Okay.
A good thought, but no.
Yeah, that's only a 12.
I will say, make a... what's your passive perception?
12.
12? I would say a 12 is enough to notice that Caspian appears to be kind of looking
Looking
for
around.
something. The two of you would notice as well.
Okay.
Yeah, Ari finishes up her small prayer.
So,
What are you looking for?
Particular signs, but I don't see any. Let's go ahead and investigate around the temple and any of the caves underneath that are accessible. Are
Yes.
there any additional vaults or storage areas, things like that?
You are welcome to look around. We have some underground rooms. Anything that's unlocked, you can look through.
I don't mean to overstep my bounds, but as we are
There are
trying to
private
invest-
chambers that are...
Private chambers we do not need to go in, but are there any storage rooms or things like that that are locked that would be good for us to briefly investigate?
I don't believe so.
With L planting that seed, Cass will.
Uh-huh.
15 on insight.
That's a 19.
It's another 2!
Amazing! Wow!
I have spread my 2's luck to her. It's great.
Just had to find somebody to pass it off to.
Go.
Nothing that I can... that comes to mind.
Is that true?
Something comes to mind. There's a locked door that has something of interest.
Alright, well, let's go ahead and begin our investigation then. If we need any help, do you mind if we come back to you?
Of course.
Very good.
Great. And what was your name again?
I have it pulled up.
I had a feeling you would have this name.
Celius.
Nice to meet you. I'm Cass.
Sorry, Celia.
I'm Caspian. This is El, Eri, and Crow.
And where is the head cleric?
Most likely in his office.
Thank you.
so why are we looking around?
Well, we don't really have any information yet, so let's see.
There's
what-
something big underground. We can check that out.
Oh, we'll go
Well,
there.
that's
Don't worry.
part of our looking around.
We look around here first, get all the info that we can, then we go underneath.
Whatever. You're the boss.
For your notes, in case you want it, her name is spelled Caeli.
My computer is
Oh, that's right.
still restarting, and it's not letting me
Is it
shut it
installing
down.
Windows 11 without you?
For the sake of
No,
expediency, is there
it's-
anything important inside, like the?
Go ahead and make a perception or investigation check.
Can we do one collectively?
Yeah.
Cool.
What are we checking?
Investigation or perception?
The more successes you get, the lower the DC gets.
All right. I'm going to
I'm
do
doing
perception.
perception. It's a +2.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm doing perception as well.
12.
Okay.
That's
Wow.
4 on the die.
Flat 20.
Flat 20,
12.
12,
14.
14. And so where are you looking specifically right now?
In the rooms inside of the temple that she mentioned, like all the underground rooms.
Yeah, there's a kitchen, there's a pantry, there's there's a bathroom,
Yeah.
like
General
literal
living
bath.
quarters.
General living quarters.
Elle's
So we're
looking for a
getting the-
locked door.
Yeah, we're getting the layout.
You do find some locked doors where you would have expected for private chambers.
Yep.
Do you go into the head cleric's office when you find it?
Elle, would you... Caspian, should we speak with him?
I think for now, I'm sorry, I've already forgotten. Is it Celia?
Celia.
Celia.
Celia. I think Celia has it covered for now. He's probably busy. Let's go ahead and take the opportunity to try and scope out some of the tunnels underneath.
What if the locked door is in his office?
Perhaps it would not be the brightest idea to make the first thing that we do snooping where we are.
I can't hear.
Oh yeah. Perhaps it is not the best idea to make the thing that we first do here snooping around in places where they obviously do not want us.
I thought that was our job.
Our job is to figure out what's happening.
The
They
two
may
things
not
are
ag-
not mutually exclusive.
But
They
this is
asked
why
us
you
to
don't
come
understand
here and check it
politics.
out, so-
They may not understand that. So for the time being, let's do what we can. If we find that we need to explore more, we can go that route. But for the time being, let's try and be diplomatic about this. Do you know what that means?
I
Let's
think
be
so.
nice.
Okay. That's what I thought.
Okay.
This is a bit of a-
Yes, it is.
So we go underground now?
Let's go underground, see what we can find. See if anything pops out.
I will say
Crow, we're being thorough. Right?
survival and perception checks.
Survival and so one of each.
Or
Or okay. I will do.
you
perception.
can make 3 checks each.
3 checks each.
Natural 20.
Natural 20.
Natural 1. 15. For a total of 18.
Okay. And what is that? Survival or perception?
Perception.
Got it.
22. 11. I'm gonna use one of my inspirations.
Is that another natural?
Why? This makes it fun. We got a natural 20 and 2
I
natural
want to
ones.
know things.
We'll get to know things. Just not the things we want to
Alright,
know.
well, that's better. 17.
Okay.
9, 9, 18.
Okay. I got 4, 20, 12.
Okay.
All over the place.
All over the place. So I would say you spend the next couple hours
Okay. Okay.
kind of rounding this side of the island. There's a quite a few caves. This is there's been lots of erosion from the rain. None of the caves really go into anything deeper. They'll go for like 100 feet at most,
Okay.
depending on it where it is. One point, Crow does just slip and fall into a surprisingly deep,
She's
pool.
flying.
Yeah.
I think the
You rolling that
first
one.
idea that came to mind The nat 20 is I have a brilliant idea. I'm going to dip under the water to see if I can see an underwater cave. And then the nat 1 is, oh, the waves are actually kind of strong. And tumbling.
Yeah. You try to look for any underwater entrances. It takes a good 20 minutes to retrieve Crow from the water after that happens. But with the natural 20, you don't see anything that would fit particularly what you're looking for.
And how many tremors happen while we're outside?
I was going to ask that as well.
That is a good question. Just one.
Okay.
A relatively smaller than the first one.
Okay. So he does roll the dice.
Sometimes.
So it's... I have no idea.
I could have just rolled that just for fun.
You could have. Hence my conclusion.
All right, so we don't find anything in the caves, basically.
Nothing of note. No.
Okay.
Crow's a sniffling wet cat and she is no longer having fun. There is salt water in her sinuses. This is a very unpleasant experience.
Does anyone have prestidigitation?
No.
Prestidigitate someone's
No, but I can heat the metal around
Imagine
her.
just getting rid of a stuffed nose just like that. That'd be great.
That would be nice.
That'd be great.
Isn't that just called tea? Can't tea do that?
It's not
Sometimes.
Tea and honey?
anesthetic.
Hot water and honey? I make my nice lemon honey water when I'm sick. It's great. With
Like
a
good-
pinch of cinnamon and turmeric. It's,
Mint tea.
It's minty.
Yes. May I express an idea?
Of course.
We should look in the church for an entrance to the tunnels there. Directly under the church.
I was thinking we would have started with that and then gone outside.
There were no clear outside of the because the main area of the temple that you had been into was the only above ground structure. Everything else was below ground. Other than the rooms that they had, there wasn't any clear like underground entrances, no cave entrances nearby or anything like that.
Okay.
I think we should begin checking the locked
Yes, I think
doors. Speaking with the head cleric.
yes, perhaps he would be willing to grant us more information. Speaking of information, Elle, what specifically is it? This is while they're still in the caves.
Yeah.
What specifically was it about the tooth that made you think it's not real? You obviously had a reason. So
Echo.
what was it?
Or in the cave.
no, it was not an echo. No, I can't do what. Did Granite? Granite can do that? Someone else.
Granite, yep.
Aha!
Is the
Oh, yeah.
I'm somewhat intelligent. No, it's it has to do with the fact that the nature of the type of bard that I am, I could just tell. I tried to reach out to it, nothing was returned. I could
It's
tell
a tooth.
if it is part of someone, if it is part of who they are, especially a god, I would expect there to be some type of essence of energy of
Especially the goddess of creation.
So what
Remnant.
you're saying is
I tried to speak to it like the mushroom and it didn't respond.
And to be clear, even if it hadn't responded, there's a difference between someone not picking up and this line is disconnected.
Yeah.
And what did you just enter? That's not even a number.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. We got that one. The number
Yeah.
you have dialed is not currently in service. It is not. It does not belong to Miranova.
It's inorganic.
It's a fake.
It's certainly worth asking about.
Probably why your prayers did not do anything. You were praying to a fake.
I wasn't praying to a tooth specifically.
Who were you praying to?
I was praying to Mayurn.
Oh. Did she respond?
No,
Okay.
they don't always respond. prayers are not... I don't pray to get a response.
Uh-huh.
I mean, you would have lived with, Dio is a cleric.
Yeah.
And he didn't typically get responses.
Responses aren't always...
Wait. Clerics have the...
Divine intervention.
Yeah.
But that's a
And-
chance.
There's a chance of that, and it, not every time he prayed was an attempt at that.
It's, sometimes a prayer is more for the comfort for oneself, and even if I was praying for a response, responses can come in many ways.
Dio did say something about that, but...
I think Dio would have told you a story of it's like sending a letter to someone. Just because they may not send one back does not mean that...
They didn't get it.
Exactly.
So, on that note,
No letter, not a
why
note.
have a fake tooth?
To protect the real
This
one.
is.
If
So
you're,
where's the real one?
I would imagine, locked away. Probably in one of the rooms that we are unable to access. If they even have it at all. But it does make sense that if you are a place of worship where people are coming in and out and you can't monitor all of them, you have a fake on display. That way, if something happens to it, there is no risk. It's not an uncommon practice.
That is true.
I will say, finding the real tooth, or whatever, does not really help us with the whole...
Not
It only
necessarily,
helps
no.
if someone's going after it.
Correct.
But for all we know, there could just be unstable caves underground.
It's possible.
But I think we need to...
Did any of the caves that we were in, as like the tremor happened, did they seem to like
I mean,
break apart at all, or?
you definitely saw remnants of previous tremors from the past few days.
Okay.
But all of the damage, like, you could go ahead and make a nature or survival check.
It's probably not gonna be enough. Yeah, because they're both -1, so 8.
8.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you have friends.
Hi. What are you trying to do?
Was
Crow, do you want to make a nature check?
there anything of note about the damage to the caves?
It was pretty bad.
Well, I mean specifically,
Stop.
these are all recent events, right? So
15 on a nature check.
15. You were in Beta, correct?
Yes.
Which is a seaside town.
Mhm.
So you have a little bit of experience. You would have, as a kid, gone down and
Yeah.
played in the rock pools and all that kind of stuff. There's essentially like stains from the water, from low tide and high tide and all that kind of stuff. Places like plants wouldn't grow past a certain point because the water would wash it away and all that kind of stuff. Because of those remnants left just over time, you can tell that the debris that has fallen in most of the caves that you went to is recent. It's not something that has happened over years. It's something that a lot of these caves have experienced debris falling or even full-on cave-ins over the past few days.
What
Okay.
are your theories, Crow? What do you think is causing this?
I don't know, that's what I want to find out. I want to get down there.
I
Could
do
be a
sense
creature, machine, whatever. Someone's trying to get to this magical tooth. Or just, I don't know. I was just going to go down and find out. We can sit all day and just think about it, or just get a look for ourselves.
Well, where else do you propose that we look besides the locked doors on the interior?
I say we speak with the head cleric.
I
See
think
if he knows or is willing to tell us more.
Of course, if they're hiding things, then why can we trust what he says?
Well, if they're hiding things, unfortunately, that is something we will have to deal with.
That is detrimental to them.
Indeed.
Their loss. Sure, let's do it.
So, let's go. And Cass will lead the way.
Go and roll me a d8.
D8. Is that how long it takes to 3?
3. Okay. And then a D10.
A D10. Oh boy. The multiple rolls is what's scaring me. 2.
2. Okay. No, you're good.
20
Are we?
minutes?
You're fine.
Are we? Okay.
You're fine.
Are we?
Are you?
Am I? Are you?
What'd you roll on the D10?
On the D10 it was a 2.
Got it.
You are free to eat.
I'm not hungry. Master.
Man,
On point with the Kung Fu Panda
I
references.
know.
today.
Two of them. You're gonna have to find some more.
You make your way
Hopefully
back.
some
At this point, you've spent probably about 5 hours on the island
Okay.
since you landed. Thorough enough that you're fairly certain that you haven't. You kind of took your time. Hasn't seemed particularly time sensitive, as in like you need to get this done right now.
Yeah.
So you were able to take your time and be thorough. Hence the multiple checks. But you make your way back to the temple, and do you knock or just enter?
Oh, well, knock, of course.
I don't know. You have Crow and Elle with you.
If
Yeah, but
Rose at the
Cass
front
is
of
at
the
the
party,
lead.
she's just pushing her way in.
Yeah. but
Elle will wait for Cass to knock.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Aries
Crow.
hanging. I think Aries hanging out at like the back of the line and just keeping a sharp eye on everything around,
Crow walks in.
as she usually does.
Try to determine whether or not Cass would try to stop her. I think she would get by before
I think
he
Elle
even
would grab.
realizes.
I think Elle would notice he's trying to walk right through and would like grab the call and be like, up.
You can try.
Make an athletics check.
Yeah.
Can it be
Contested athletics or acrobatics.
That'll be 22.
Ooh, 19. Cool. Roll again, silver bar.
Same number.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna give myself advantage. Let's
Yep.
see if I can get a higher roll. No.
But it's good to get that out
That
of
is
the
a
way.
2.
Yeah, you go and just barely miss as she just. With a 22 on athletics, I feel like you can make.
She puts a little bit of body weight as she pushes it open.
There is a larger brass dragonborn, also female. Currently has like eyeglasses like down at the end of her snout.
Classic.
I love that. That's like peak character design right there.
Robes, a familiar to those anyone who is, because it's the symbol of our company, a circular dragon pendant hanging around her neck. The robes have a purple trim that is very reminiscent of Miranova herself. I suppose you are the students.
Yes, apologies for her rushing in. We've completed some investigations around the temple and the caverns underneath. We thought that perhaps we might ask you a few more questions, see if there was
course.
any more information we could get.
I make an investigation check while they're doing that.
Okay.
Crow just walks around. Investigation, that would be a 21.
Okay. Are you trying to hide it?
No.
Okay.
She's not like scrambling through things, but she's kind of just
She
looking around.
she kind of has
peering.
like bookshelves on the walls. A lot of the bookshelves do have like tomes that are vary in age and content. Most of them about dragons in some way, shape, or form. There's also like small dragon bone ornaments and objects placed along the shelves.
Elle is fascinated by all of this.
I'll just like immediately is like, squirrel! Oh, what is it?
Yeah.
This is amazing!
Yeah.
So, what may I... How may I assist you?
Well, we haven't found anything that we can tell is contributing to these tremors. The thought is there may be something attempting to intrude. Are there any additional caverns or extensions of the temple itself that we may explore?
No.
Insight check.
Yep. Rats.
Nice. It's a 19 plus what's Aries' wisdom modifier? 3. 19 plus 3 would be 22.
Good question.
Insight is +4.
Oh, plus 4. 23? Yeah, 23.
23. She is a lot more certain of herself, and it's not nearly as obvious, but there is a hint of there's a hint of
Withholding information.
withholding.
We can't help you if you withhold information from us.
And as I told Celia, this is not a matter that we need assistance on. She insisted.
So she called for our assistance and you did not.
Correct.
I see.
Why don't you think you need assistance? These tremors nearly destroyed the statue you had outside.
Which would be a travesty. But I'm not sure what all of you will be able to do about it at all. It's not that we would not appreciate help in this matter. It's that I have very little belief that you can be of assistance in this matter.
Then who do you think could be? If it's specifically not us, then you do think that something can be done, yes?
There may be contacts, if it gets much worse, that I can reach out to.
Do you
I have
an-
not seen the need to so far.
Do you have an inclination of what is causing it? That...
No.
Yeah. 22.
22. She keeps that same, like,
Stoic demeanor.
stoic demeanor. That's a very way of putting it. But you don't, in terms of what may be causing it, she genuinely, it is a genuine no.
Hmm.
Do you think that it could possibly be someone or something after the tooth?
If it is, they will have quite a lot of stone to get through. And they're not making a good job of hiding.
Well, not everyone is concerned about hiding.
If they're not concerned about hiding, then why burrow?
Sometimes it's easier to find a way in through the back than it is to go barging through the front door.
It's not like... Our artifact is clearly on display.
No, it's not.
Ari hears in her head, don't say anything about the fake tooth, please.
Excuse me?
I just told Ari to lie. This is going to go badly.
We are in fact quite sure that you would have a replica in display rather than put the original artifact there. It would be
Well-
much smarter to keep the artifact itself in a vault. I would assume that you would have somewhere secure for it.
Even
Yes.
if that were the case, obviously, if it was secured somewhere, that would be a safe location and not one easily accessible even from underground.
Perhaps. I have known things in the past that I thought were secure enough that Turns out something was more powerful than that. As secure as something might be, it doesn't mean that it is completely impervious to being broken into.
Young man, while I appreciate your concern, this temple has lasted nearly 2,000 years. Some tremors, while not pleasant, will not disrupt 2 millennia of history. Now, you are welcome to continue searching, and if you are able to render assistance, I will be glad of it. But I would like you to leave, please.
Elle is like flipping through a book on dragon history, and he goes, "But I'm just getting to the good part."
I have a second copy. Return us before you leave.
I definitely will. Thank you.
Do I find anything of note in this room?
What is there anything specific you are looking for?
I'm looking for hidden clues as to another room, or like an empty book with something inside. Interesting, suspicious things like that, or for keys to other doors.
You do find a kind of
Secret book ledge.
displayed as kind of a as like
Golden dragon claw.
Does it have 3 symbols on it?
You do find though a kind of pendant on a display stand that does have claws kind of around it for the design, and a symbol. And Noah, what exactly is the Evernight symbol?
It is a 3-pointed star
I see.
with a little circle in the middle.
And that is what you see clutched in the palm of this. The pendant is basically a clawed hand holding a circular one with that kind of design on
You
it.
pointed out to Elle because I was kind of going around with you looking at stuff.
Just keep all of those to herself.
Yeah.
He'll have to
Oh,
notice
okay.
himself.
Ari,
Okay, well,
I
I was
think
gonna-
as she's
Do either of you have detect magic?
Nope, I have the spell magic because
I
that was
used
requested of me.
I have Dispel Magic.
Turns out it's kind of useless now. Thanks, Idris.
listen,
What?
there's nothing saying you won't use it again. You don't know what's gonna happen over winter break.
Okay.
It's also very useful before.
Yes.
True.
Lots of uses for just, I'm gonna break it.
Ari is going to take a look around as well.
Don't you have to take magic?
I do.
Okay.
You detect magic?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's what I thought.
I believe that might be one of the ones that is like always prepared for me. I can't remember, but I do have it prepared currently.
That was useless
Yes,
in
you
this
do.
scenario.
Do you cast it as your teammates are looking around briefly? You have basically one round before.
Would investigation or Ari's gonna do perception?
Do it while Elle's distracting her about the book.
Yeah, Ari's gonna do perception because
Well-
she doesn't want to
Yeah.
draw attention to her
Uh-huh.
rifling.
I was gonna
Understood.
ask how sneakily could I cast it?
Detect magic is
It's verbal and somatic.
Oh, you
yeah, it's an action to cast. You can
Appreciate it.
do it pretty
My
quickly.
phone is charging.
Okay.
She is trying to just get you out of there, and so long as it's not an offensive, it's a first level spell. It's not offensive. It's divination magic. Even if she it's less a thing of can you do it without her noticing, and more a thing of why would she care?
Okay.
Try and like make it seem like you're sneezing.
No. Cass will just wait until her back is turned.
There you go. Cast detect magic.
I'm trying to debate whether or not I want to use my other inspiration.
Nah, don't worry about it.
It's like I'm
So
18 on perception. My passive is 24.
You do not have time to use your passive.
anything within 30 feet?
Yep.
What?
Oh, so you do cast it.
Yeah.
Okay. That pendant
That crow
glows
is
with glows with abjuration.
Ooh.
Cass will real quick walk over to it like he's going to grab Crow to shuffle her out. And he notices the symbol.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to reach out for it. If he pulls on it, does anything happen?
I'm gonna need you, if you're trying to distract the head cleric.
Round button.
Okay.
Because-
Yes. The objective is to. Okay, Cass is doing something. So this book. You said you have a second copy. This first one's I have. See, I'm half dragon,
I'm
so
gonna need you to make a deception check.
She's gonna have high insight.
inspiration.
Okay.
I got one left to be able to use with this. I got none left to be able to use with.
Crap. Anyone have an inspiration?
I want to see what happens.
Oh,
I don't have any
What's
more.
your total?
That is a 15.
That's a 19.
Dang it.
Excuse
what
me?
if I silvery barbs her? Can I do that?
No.
Can you?
Because, I mean, there's this thing that, like,
It is
I
a
don't know, it's
reaction.
kind of magical. I've been able to do it for a while.
Is as she is about to look over from a 19 to a 7.
Yes!
With another 2 on the die.
Yes! Oh, I love this.
Yes, it's honestly the best book to start if you're beginning to study dragons, and she does, and you are able to make a sleight of hand check.
Oh gosh. That's
Self
not
to beat or
gonna be very
passive.
I have inspirations.
well. Nah. It's a 3 on the die.
Oh, advantage from silvery barbs goes to Caspian.
Okay.
Alright, thanks, bro. Let's see if it does anything. Okay, 16. I have no modifier.
16, DC 15. You are able to, as Crow, you kind of are taking a look at this, and it seems in like your eye is drawn to it, and especially because it appears to be made of platinum.
Shiny.
Yeah, and valuable. And so and Caspian kind of comes up. His eyes go a little bit wide for a second. Kind of glances back, and basically swipes it. You see Caspian sleight of hand swipe that.
On their way out, once they do exit.
Wait, you
Thank
just
then-
like take it? It wasn't just like a pull on it?
Cass was just gonna pull on it, but as soon as he sees that it's not, like it
Like
wasn't
attached.
attached to anything, he's like, oh crap, what do I do?
That's so on brand.
Ari with her high passive perception sees this and just turns around so she's not facing the dragonborn anymore.
Think you're the type to steal from a temple?
Well, I haven't stolen, but
You're gonna have to
I
do some explaining.
He's gonna give back.
This is true. Elle walks
Doesn't
out
have
of
to
the room
leave.
with like 5 books. It's great.
doesn't have to leave.
She doesn't like you enough to give you 5. You still walk out with the 1.
Only one? Okay.
Cass is gonna study it. Are there any other markings, anything of note besides the insignia?
Make a history check.
Ooh.
Can Ari give him help with that? If she sees what he's holding?
This is a good
You can
question.
try to make it an Arcana check.
I like that.
That's fine. Same,
Yes. History check.
Yep.
It's almost good.
I believe I have a +1 for that. No, I have a +2 now. 21.
Let's go!
You've seen this before. This is the equivalent of like in a secure building, you tap your ID badge to open up a lock, and
It really is the golden pool.
It is.
this is your father has one of these to access secure areas.
It was a 14. Would Ari be familiar?
14. You're familiar with the concept. It's not exclusive to the Evernights of the Cerulean Concord. May even have some
Yeah.
where it's
Olive's
essentially
got something like that.
It's essentially a badge that allows access.
Do you want to search the premises again?
Oh yes.
Or should we let them know that we know what it is?
No.
And use that
No,
as
no.
leverage.
No.
No.
They won't
Okay.
even know what's going on.
Okay. For a moment.
Yes, team lead.
How much do you think that'll sell
I'm
for?
No, you're not selling. This is important. For a moment.
Probably 500 G.
Oh,
We
God,
need
want
to
You think so?
establish that you are not very good at diplomacy and politics, and so in this particular situation, perhaps maybe let me and Elle handle that.
But
Like, Els
you're
any
n-
better at diplomacy?
You're not.
Then the two of you, yes. Not to
But
be rude,
You're not being diplomatic. You're just taking something and
but not.
working. I thought you wanted to speak with them.
I
I'm
do.
trying to
but
think of
there
ways
is-
to
okay.
be diplomatic.
Look, he's a contradictory person. He does what he thinks is best.
Hang on. So, Eddie, the head cleric did not want us to help. Celia did. That makes, as we are representative of the school, fulfilling a request, the head cleric an adversary. Not an enemy, but an adversary, meaning that she is against what we are trying to do.
By the way, because her name would have been on the door, Valeria, the head cleric.
Okay.
Valeria.
Serana's mom. Got it.
Yep.
Is it?
Yes.
It's been too long since I played that
There's
quest
too
line.
many Skyrim
It is
references.
good.
here.
I have just started that quest line again.
Cool.
Doing my playthrough again.
So,
I understand.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
I'm glad. Because she's not bad, she's not an enemy, she's just an antagonist. That's another four-syllable word that I know.
Also,
Antagonist.
we should take advantage of having this before she realizes it's gone. She
That
might
I
not
do
understand
understand.
the-
As you are talking, another quake happens. And this one is bigger than the one that from when you arrived. I need everyone to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
I do know.
Cass is going to double down on holding the artifact.
The pendant?
The pendant, yeah.
Yep.
So, should I give myself disadvantage for that?
It's easy to hold in
Okay.
your hand,
I wasn't
so-
sure exactly how big it is.
No,
Nice.
it's like literally like a badge.
Okay, cool.
Type thing.
That is 18.
18. Okay.
I think Ella's just gonna sit down. It's a 13.
13. 13 does fail.
Yeah.
23.
Pass.
5.
Fail. Yeah. L. You kind of go whoa, whoa, and then Crow just fully knocks you over. DC was.
Aries standing on one leg.
You were pretty close. But
For a big guy who's not very dexterous, that was pretty close.
yeah. But then Crow just wipe out.
Not even paying attention, just what?
Yep.
Ragdolls.
She's never
and you do
bragged about
see-
her balance.
Because you are, you see some cracks in the walls of the temple.
We should certainly speed up our investigation.
So
We're supposed to take this thing.
I have an idea.
Okay.
Cass is going to
How long does detect magic last?
for like 10
10
minutes.
minutes.
Nice.
Yeah, so Cass is actually going to walk out towards the statue in front of the
The one that
monastery.
you like laid down.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Is there anything on the base of it?
Not that you can see.
Okay.
And nothing
Where the
hangs
statue
with-
was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like because it cracked like along above the base. So the base of the statue is still where it was. The
Yeah.
statue itself is now laying.
What about realizing that there's nothing there? There's no slot. He'll go back in. Nothing around the
Tooth.
Yeah, the tooth.
As you
dragon
approach,
statue?
the dragon statue that
Elle
is
was walking right up
holding
to the dragon
the
statue.
tooth does have a faint abjuration magic.
Nice.
Glow about
Is Celia around?
it.
Is anyone around, actually?
You would have passed Celia on your way, and like you're occasionally passing people. Like there was someone that was fishing, like attending to some fishing nets as you were going around. So it's not like abandoned.
Yeah.
There's maybe at a maximum 10 people living and working here. So you have passed them on occasion. Celia was out there also inspecting the statue after it fell.
He will hold up the badge to Miranova's dragon form.
Okay.
And to that spot where he sees the abjuration. Does anything
So
happen?
the entire statue is actually
the
a
entire.
little bit.
Okay.
But you can make an investigation check.
I would like to help them.
All right. Yes, Cass would ask for help.
2 9s plus 2, so 11.
Nice.
25.
25.
Wow.
Yep.
You are looking around it, and while the statue is kind of holding, and kind of curled around and holding the the plinth that the tooth is resting on, there is an open hand next to it. And as you're kind of looking around, and this is hidden, like you can't see it if you're just standing in front of it, but you do see that same symbol on the palm of Miranova's other hand.
She'll take it and try to click it in place.
You kind of place it as you even just kind of get it close. It doesn't like click into place. It's more of a like you just press it against. There's a as the entire statue just.
Should have timed that with one of the quakes.
Whoops.
Oh well.
Crow's gonna sleight of hand and try to put it in her own pocket.
Cass,
Unless it has to stay in that spot.
It does not.
Yeah. Cass is going to hold his hand out for it.
I'm still going to sleight of hand. That is a flat 20.
Beats the passive perception. So
Would that be sleight of hand or stealth?
sleight of hand.
Okay.
So you have no idea. It's not in Crow's hand anymore. But
She puts it in where it's out of view. You know, her hand moves away and she starts walking down the pathway. You don't know whether it's in the hand or on her.
He'll look in the hand real quick. See that it's not there.
It's not there.
Oh.
She starts walking faster.
Cass is
places to
gonna.
be.
Cass is gonna catch up.
Faster.
Cass is gonna catch up because Cass is faster,
He
and he's
has-
gonna grab her by the
I
collar.
would like you both to make dexterity saves.
I'm not helping either one of you.
Nice. All right.
19.
19 as well.
Wow.
You both almost slip because the stone steps that lead down are slick and damp, and like the entire area is just shimmering with
Moisture.
And so as you are both basically like trying to catch up to each other, you almost wipe out, but you are both able to catch yourselves.
Yep. And Cass is gonna grab her by the collar. Up.
Hey, I'm not gonna sell it, okay? I just wanted to take a better look. So long as it's in our team, it's fine. You don't trust me with it?
There are very few things I trust you with. The things I do, I trust you with wholly. This is not one of those things.
Why not?
Search me.
Really?
Crow,
No.
I
but
know you have it on you. I just want it back.
I know where it is. That doesn't mean I have to give it to you.
Oh, can we not do this now?
She starts walking again.
You know what? As long as... If you lose it,
I'm
will be
not
hell
gonna
to pay.
use it.
Can Ari make an insight check on Cass?
Go for it.
Something like
yeah.
locate object, right? Something.
This is true.
That's a 21 to insight. How, like, trying to gauge recognition.
Cass, I mean, 100%
I think
realizes
Cass
what
clearly
it is.
recognized it.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because you've done quite a bit of research on organizations and symbology, especially with all of your connections to Olive. You have never seen that symbol before, which means it is either very new or
Something she doesn't have access to know about yet.
or very secret.
Caspian,
Yes.
as the others are walking ahead,
Yeah, we're walking down.
how do you know that symbol? What does it mean?
Well, I suppose it's time for a history lesson.
Are you aware of the organization called the Everknights?
I think we did establish that she is aware.
You have heard the name. That's
Thought
about
was
it.
Some kind of cult.
No, it wasn't.
That's what you said last time.
Yeah.
It wasn't a cult, but I can understand why a lot of people would think that. They were followers of Miranova. Devout followers. As a matter of fact, many of them fought alongside her in the final battle. They essentially became devoted guards to her. They have also built numerous secret hideouts, bases. They essentially were a network of spies. This is their symbol. So, being a temple of Miranova,
Makes
an Everknight
sense.
symbol, there is something important going on here. I intend to
Think they
find
got a
out.
dragon lord down here?
No, I don't think there's a dragon horde down here. But
And you know all of this about the Everknights because
is that not common history?
I knew about it.
Not quite.
Well,
Who's that?
Idris.
my man.
Because, you did not know who was behind you.
Nope. Did not.
The girl jumps.
Just make a dexterity save. By the way, the stairs you're going down are a spiral staircase.
I
that is
figured.
just
Awesome.
16.
16. Yeah, you can.
I do think Elle would jump too, to be honest, because I don't think any of us were expecting him to be there. So,
Aries
okay, he
not
passed.
spooked by anything.
Except that way.
That was impressively stealthy.
I think it's more so. You're all very focused.
Also true, yes.
Which, brother,
We did not steal anything. It technically has not left the premises.
if you say so.
I don't know what you're talking about.
If we did, Crow stole it.
Anyway,
Because it's on her
it's
right now.
not common
Cass
knowledge,
started it.
and I grew up in a library dedicated to, in some way, secrecy. So, how do you know of it?
My father told me.
Is your father an Evernight?
Elle rolled a 17 on history for the Everknights.
Never heard of him.
Really? Okay.
There's like the faintest recollection of, when Miranova fought 2,000 years ago.
Yeah.
There was a group called the Everknights.
That's Elle's reaction.
But that's just about it.
So,
I heard about
21
it.
on insight.
Oh, you don't need to roll anything for insight. I rolled it with disadvantage because Cass would have no idea how to lie about that. He just kind of goes, that would be something, wouldn't it?
His father's an Evernight.
He's definitely an Evernight.
Really? That's kind of cool, though.
That is something you could probably leverage in this
So let's be
situation.
honest, is it actually a cult?
Okay, alright.
Or is it just like a hobby?
Shush for a moment. Yes, I'm not very good at lying. Do not,
Not at all.
ever mention this to anyone. But yes, my family is part of the Everknights. That's why I know this. That's
Cool.
why my family has such high connections, and why
That's how they got all their money.
death attacking didn't kill everyone.
So is
Death
that how
didn't
you
know
get
who
all
was
your money?
More or less, yes.
Interesting.
I have no idea what you're talking about, but how does this help us?
It helps because I have some knowledge of what's going on here.
Okay, good. So do you know who is making the tremors?
No.
No, but he is, if I'm inferring correctly, aware that this church might have more to it than meets the eye,
Yes.
and the reason why that. So,
I thought that was the default assumption.
Yes, but not to the extent.
Thank you. I mean, we got called.
Evernights got enemies?
Oh yes, plenty. Least of the ones that still know that we exist.
Ones that burrow, maybe? Seems like a hot spot for Evernights, so.
Perhaps. Cass will make a history check.
Does Kataios burrow?
Oh, I hope not.
Okay, with a 19, is there anything that comes to mind that could be potentially...
I mean, there are some dragons that burrow, but the Evernights are, thankfully, they don't have any long-time rivals for the most part.
They've outlasted most of them.
They have.
It's mostly a select few groups that have
And because
been...
they don't exactly have a, like, it's not like it's a national group, so there's, like, you know, like, there's the CIA, and then there's, you know, MI6, and, like, you know, there's equivalent groups for other countries, but the Evernights is an international group. There isn't really a rival to it. There have been
Avengers.
There have been individuals over the years, but no one that specifically comes to mind.
Yeah.
So how long is the spiral staircase?
Shockingly, further than you thought, like, it could be. You are well below sea level.
Got it.
And, Eri, with a passive perception
24.
of 24.
So funny, El does not care. He's like, oh, cool, Evernights. Great. Continue mission.
You do notice these kind of, like, wispy strands. Have you ever been to the beach and you see, like, the kind of, it's not quite algae, but it's like something like that grows on the rocks. Yeah, it's this just like
I'm pretty sure that is algae.
Maybe it is, but yeah, those kind of like
White?
strands that are kind of an off-white, and you see them as you descend further.
Gross.
And come to a landing.
Oh, finally.
I'm starting to get dizzy.
I know.
Crow, that pendant, hold on to it. We may need it in order to open additional doorways.
And possibly get back up.
That is why I wanted to hold on to it.
I got you.
And
Well.
Idris, you followed us down here because...
You found something that piqued my curiosity.
Question, do we need to be stealthy?
It's a good question. Would Cass know what kind of traps might be put up for guarding Evernight secrets?
Make a history check.
Oh boy. Oh man, I'm rolling good with that die. Another 19.
19. Thankfully, the Evernights are typically less about traps and more about
just secrecy in general.
guards and munitions.
Yeah.
Like it's more likely they would have someone guarding something as opposed to like a trap to catch someone off guard.
But things like if there are any automatons or stuff like that.
I mean, it's possible.
Spikes, pressure plates.
It's possible that there could be automatons of some sort, but this place looks old.
Okay. So Cass can probably well assume that it's been abandoned.
Unclear. And I will say, the strands that you've been seeing, it's not like they are trailing down the stairs completely. They are coming through small cracks in the walls.
Yuri kind of runs her finger along it.
It's
Slimy?
got a very strange texture.
Does it taste like something I've eaten before?
Do you taste it?
No. What is it?
As long as we are
Log
not too worried about someone
Smell?
seeing us,
It smells like seawater.
do we
Everything
care about
smells like seawater in
lighting?
here.
But I kind of
I'm
inhaled
not-
a lot more than I should, so...
I'm not
can't smell anything.
aware of this being an active hold.
Okay, Neos.
But-
And he activates the,
Your leg?
yeah.
Yep.
Is there anything invisible?
But we don't know what else might be down here. Oh well.
Thanks for the
Nothing.
light.
Nothing shows up.
You're welcome.
The landing is paved stone for a bit, but then goes into a more natural cavern, and there is the sound of rushing water as you can see a underground river
Nice.
that moves past, and that the cavern follows that.
Cool. I'm gonna leave my leg turned on for this little journey
That
here.
sounds so weird.
I know.
You literally have a leg lamp.
I do. It's a major award.
Fragile, Mr. Italian.
No, it's Greek.
It's true. Yeah, so I guess we will just continue moving down. Is there anything that catches Cass's eye as they're moving along
For Airy.
with an 18?
Spell or roll perception.
You want to give Airy
Oh,
help?
sorry, 17.
Yeah, you get help.
You come to an area, and judging by the sound of the water, there is a much more open cavern, and there are kind of these glowing, just like it's like dancing lights, and they're just positioned every so often, just floating in the air.
Rolled a 25 on perception.
Nice.
25 on perception. You're looking along, and those strands are almost like networking with each other.
Cass hasn't noticed that specifically, so...
Nope. But Elle did help her.
Caspian, what do you think of this?
Cass will go over and look at it. Does it by any chance, does it look like mycelium?
Something like that.
Seems
We're
familiar.
about to run into an old friend.
Ooh,
Down here?
weed. Ooh, sorry.
Another
Beware,
ridiculous.
death may be here.
Another tremor begins. And you realize you are right next to the epicenter.
Okay.
And as the tremor shakes, these caverns are so old that they are, for the most part, stable. But there is still debris and rocks falling. Do need a dexterity save from everyone.
Oh boy.
Plus 20.
Dang.
Even interest falls.
Yeah, 8.
He's not floating?
No.
Okay.
That wasn't room on the stairs.
Makes sense.
Flat 20?
You are the only one that stays standing.
Yep.
Wow. She finally did it.
Yep.
She
She's
starts to
bracing
feel the
herself.
tremors, and then she
Oh,
activates
yeah.
her wings.
It's a large enough room that she can fly.
And you see with a 25 that as the tremor happens, the tendrils are growing through the cracks in the rock. And you're given the image in mind of when a tree root can break through solid stone
Yep.
by just slowly pushing it out of the way.
Elios, how quickly can you send a message
I
to someone?
don't have any way of doing that.
Okay, well, never mind then.
Perhaps, now that we know what it is, we quick go back up, let them know what we found,
Wait,
and then
wait.
we return.
She knew about what was down here. She's been down here. She knows this is here. They know about this.
Don't think they know about the mycelium.
I don't think they know who Death is, or that he's connected to a group.
The river does continue forward, but you can see you're not far from a major opening, like a majorly open cavern.
I'll go check it out.
We should look. Neos. He turns the leg off.
As quietly as we can.
Everyone make a stealth check.
Be ready.
Ah, one of those was so good.
Do you want inspiration?
I think I've got one left.
What'd you roll?
5.
Oh, that sucks.
I have disadvantage. I'm wearing heavy armor.
Okay, well, that's not bad.
Still the same.
Yeah. 13.
That's probably the best one that we have, too.
18.
18.
Okay.
15.
Math. What did you just roll?
He's staying far enough back.
Butt him.
So it was 13, 18,
Yep.
5, and
15.
and 15.
25.
Your 5 is gonna kill us.
I know.
It's
I'm
that
sorry,
armor.
guys.
Average of 12.
Disadvantage.
You destroyed that.
I
turn.
did. I'm sorry, guys. I just didn't want to get hit.
Oh man, that was a 19.
As you turn the corner, you see that the river winds around this cavern before pooling into a lake, maybe 80 feet across. And in the center of that lake, emerging from the water, is a massive spire of ivory.
That looks like
Miranova
tooth.
was a very big dragon.
Holy.
No, he wouldn't try. He wouldn't try that.
Wouldn't he?
Who is that? Who's down there?
Who do you
As
think?
as you look around, please make perception checks.
Dang it! It's one side away.
22.
Nice.
19.
9.
9.
The two of you
Classic.
see Miranova's actual fang. And as you look into the water, which is surprisingly clear, it's jagged at the bottom. This is just the tip of a tooth that was broken off.
Jeez.
I did the measurements. One of Miranova's teeth would be like a mile.
Holy cow.
She, when she fought on the material plane, was a dragon the size of a continent.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So this is the tip of one of her fangs. But as you end, it was a 19
22.
and 22. You notice something, and there's a specific reason that you notice it. You only recently learned how to read Common, but you were taught Draconic.
Yep.
And as you are taking a look at this, you see all along the tooth small carvings written in Draconic. Barely past the surface, not particularly visible, but almost like on something of this size, it would be like almost on a cellular level is Draconic script. You'll need to get closer to read it, but you do see that.
Yeah.
The other thing you notice to the right, not far from the pool, is what looks like a massive cocoon of mycelium that has been pushing its way and growing, pushing the stone walls to the side and causing the quakes.
Do your thing, do your thing, do your thing. See if there's undead down there.
Oh yeah, that's. I mean, it only goes for 60 feet. I think.
How far away are we?
Crow,
Maybe
make a lot of noise.
We're gonna wake
What?
up.
you're like 40
Why
feet
don't
from
get the
it.
jump on it?
Wait. Sorry. What did you say?
You're like
40
40 feet from it.
I'm 40 feet from it. Okay, yeah.
I'm not getting there.
Where is it?
Bodyguard.
There it is. Yeah.
Sorry.
All right. So I use it once.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously.
Ping. Ping. As a variety of tiny creatures, maybe like this big, reptilian, and pale,
Kobolds!
beasts of some kind, kind of mottled feathers off of small arms, elongated snouts, and long tails.
Dinosaurs!
Are these little raptors?
As a veritable swarm of pale raptors emerge from the rocks.
A dinosaur.
And you hear a low of something emerging from the cocoon. That is where we're going to end tonight's session. Thank you all very much for joining, and we will see you next time. Good night.
A
We're so bad.
dinosaur.
Oh no!
Want to keep going?
Of course I do.
All right.
Alright, let me